Remember the Miss Mexico universe and how she won with this massive crackdown on that, but I need you to keep watching until we get there. In Thailand, authorities' Central Investigation Bureau announced a crackdown on regional online fraud and scam networks tied to trafficking. They seized assets worth nearly $320 million, including shares in a major energy firm. Can you imagine? At least 42 people have now warrants and 29 were arrested so far. Officials say that many scam centers in Southeast Asia combine fraud, forced labor, and trafficking of victims. I just want to remind everyone that forced labor is part of trafficking as well. And we're not done in this thing of trafficking of victims. Spanish police dismantled a smuggling network that allegedly brought nearly 300 foreign workers, mainly from Nepal, into Spain on a tourist visa, then forced them into agricultural labor under very harsh conditions. Some of the trafficked workers and victims lacked documents, were housed in overcrowded facilities, paid little to nothing, and transported in unsafe vehicles. One Nepali man reportedly died in the commute accident. Now, in terms of trafficking of labor and trafficking victims, etc., the ILO, the International Labour Organization, lists 11 indicators of forced labor. Some of these indicators include not being paid, includes coercion, basically the lack of ability to move, the confiscation of your documents, the working and living in very poor conditions, and so on and so forth. Oftentimes, these smuggling victims or these trafficking victims have been smuggled under a false promise, and they are vulnerable already because they want a better life, and then they are trafficked. If you wonder why they stay, it's because oftentimes they are afraid. They are not legal in whatever they are, so their trafficker is going to convince them that if they say anything, the authorities are going to deport them back. Now, speaking about Miss Universe, authorities have actually frozen the bank accounts of Raul Rocha, who is the co-owner of Miss Universe organization, amid an investigation into alleged involvement in drug, arms, and fuel trafficking. It does not stop there. Rocha and 12 others reportedly face arrest warrants issued this month, right after the Miss Universe contest. The probe is serious, mixing the glamour, the public image of the organization, and organized crime. Speaking about glamour and fame, police in Melbourne arrested a 43-year-old man from Clarinda in connection with a string of arson attacks on sport club buildings earlier this year. 2 clubs destroyed with millions in damages that he caused. Alongside arson, raids uncovered methamphetamines, firearms, and cash, indicating that the fires were part of a broader drug and gun and criminal racketeering network to the sports clubs. The suspects had reportedly connections to a larger gang, and charges include arson, trafficking, weapons, and organized crime networks. If you've liked this, don't forget to follow or subscribe if you're watching from YouTube. I'll see you soon.